The other point which has come again with these beads, and yesterday with the discussions on the chat room, is that you're all puzzled by the next step. What you've done, as I explained, you brought the energy of the GANs into a plasma flow through the wire outside, the aluminum foil or titanium foil or whatever foil you put in. Now you connect this, for example, through to another wire through your cigarette lighter in the car, or as we see with our friends in Philippines, a genius way by circumventing the conversion of the GANs by just putting a nano-coated wire on the energy source in the battery, and you achieve motion. But you don't understand the next step. Remember one thing, inside the battery, even you see a chemical process, due to the process of flow of current, most of the layers, metallic layers, even the plastic layers, are already carry a nano-coated layer. So a battery itself is an energy source which up to now man has managed to drain its matter state energy as a chemical reaction. With you adding a wire which is nano-coated, which has the same language or the same strength now of the nano layer in the battery of the plates, now you transfer the energy from a source in a different way down the line. Up to now, through the wires, you transferred vibration of electron, what you call electric current. Through these windings, now you have given the battery a chance to deliver its plasma condition too. But you have, in a way, tapped to a plasma source which was there, but you did not know. This is what I explained in the teaching yesterday. What you call the beads, you have a plasma which converts to what energy you need, to whatever you need at the point of delivery. At a DC, it becomes DC, AC becomes AC, at 110 is 110, at 120. Because it's a big loaf and it cuts as it likes. It's like the plasma within the structure of the body of the man. In the batteries of the present time, as I've said many times, you produce two things, DC and AC. And in a way, the plasma is empty. So now you tap into the plasma condition within the battery with these wires you put in. You do it as a bead through the cigarette lighter, or you do it as a battery. In the beads with the cigarette lighter, you created a new energy supply in a plasma condition. The same thing is the battery. You have changed the beads to the battery of the car, because the car battery is the same thing, converter of the GANs material into energy, which man has never had the knowledge to collect it. Now with these nano layers wires, you manage to collect it. But by adding it on top of the chemical reaction current which you run the car, because the plasma is more powerful, it literally dilutes the electrical current which was flowing into in the wire into, let's say, a starter motor, or into the what do you call it, converters of the energy within the structure of the car. So now you understand, your beads and your batteries are exactly the same source. Both release plasma energy instead of matter energy. That's why you've been surprised how it's such a new invention. This is just a conversion which happens in the universe. The energy of the plasma of the sun to the earth is DC, is not AC. When it arrives at the surface of the upper layer, converts itself through energy losses to a level of nitrogen, and then in a gaseous state nitrogen, then to the matter state, and it becomes closer, and the environment of the earth enforces the condition of the conversion. So now in your beads you do the same thing, in your battery you do the same thing. In a way, the plug which connects the beads to the lighter is the same as that wire which you put around the battery into the wire around the battery to go to the distributor or to the starter motor. But once this field force enters a matter state of the wires, now it has the river, it shows it where to go. So now your fields, plasmatic field forces, follow the wires which are already carrying a plasma condition but at electron level, what you call electric current, because electric current is still a gravitational magnetic field. Forward of it you call electric, reverse of it you call eddy current. Forward it we call magnetical, reverse of it we call gravitational. It's the same thing, it's the same word, it's the same principle, it's the same reality. So now with this plasma you introduce a new field force which is stronger than the electron vibration energy gravitational magnetic field force. So now what you've done, this field force has a plasma going down the distributor, going down the starter motor, and as Rick corrected me yesterday, this is a crankshaft and not a camshaft. Okay, the crankshaft, what does it do? The field forces of the battery are fed through the new condition you put in. You put one spring on the positive, you put one spring on the negative. When the field forces of gravitational, which is pulling into the battery, and field forces of the magnetical, which is going out of the battery, or the same as your beads, they come to the point where there is no electric current. They have to change from one to another. They create motion at the point of turning off the engine. So now they convert the plasmatic energy to a mechanical, dynamic, kinetic rotation energy, which turns up to run the car. Now you understand why you're saving fuel, why you can run the car without the fuel. Because now the energy of the plasma, gravitational, has to convert to magnetical, and due to the strength difference, what you call the mass, because gravitational is always stronger than magnetical, it releases certain energy which leads to the rotation of the wheel and the crankshaft and the motion of the car. So now you understand the process, not just because, oh, we put this in and it gives us energy and it gives us motion. You can take the fuel tanks out in the coming days. It will be tested in Philippines. Hopefully our guys will tell us what the result is. And that's why you don't see such a fuel consumption, because the only fuel consumption you have, because of the field forces and the design of the car, the fuel is getting sucked out of the tank, because the motion is dictated by the crankshaft, which is at the point of the conversion between magnetical, which is coming through the field forces of the body. There is a question which I have to answer before you raise it in your head. Remember one thing, the process of conversion in the car takes days. So in the process, even the body of the car becomes nano-coated and part of the atmosphere of the whole system. It's not just to the electric current, because your car is earth. You always have an earth connection in your car, that you don't get the electric shock. And through that connection, you literally nano-coat the whole structure of the body. In a coming time, you will explain to us different features from your car, from the physical structure of your car. Because in time when these systems are used long term, the process of nano coating will affect the paint of the car, the structure of the car. So in fact, in using the car with the beads and with these wires, which is nano coated, you create your own spaceship. You become a compared to your environment. And then if you understand this and you can control it, the way you can control the gravitational field and magnetical field of what comes out of the beads or what comes out of the battery itself, this is what Alex explained to us, the steering becomes easier. I was talking to the others who are doing these things. They talk about engines running may be easier, the starter motor is no problem, and the rest of it. Because now you have achieved in a long-term use, not only that the mechanical part of the, let's say, starter motor or the camshaft is not used, you start achieving what has been to you the elusive lift. But you need to understand what you're doing. With a slight adjustment, you will achieve lift. That's why the steering is lighter. I explained to you, I'll walk you into it without you knowing. By the time you get to know, you will understand how easily the whole knowledge has been. So in a slow way, in a very, very slow way, you're entering to use your cars. If you understand the next phase, and what I showed with Marco put together, we showed last Thursday, you should be able, some of you who are very knowledgeable, to see how you can make your cars to lift. And you can take the fuel tank out and put it in the back of the car. You can even take the transmission line and put it in the back of the car. If you've seen the videos, I don't know if Rick has it or it's in the archives, Vince can get to it, is away on holiday, he knows where the things are. Maybe we can show it next time. When we showed the car for lift on 25th of November 2011, the video shows you the fuel tank is in the back of the car, inside the car. The transmission line is inside the car. We show the picture, there is no engine. We even took the engine. We are more advanced than what you're doing now. Because if you can use the electric circuit in the car, the body of the car becomes the lift position. We have this video of the car, is in a safe. I will release it if it's not on the archives, then you see it. There's no engine. So we don't even go through the conversion of the transmission to the mechanical rotation of the motor. We actually sold the engine. The way we sold it was the mechanic said it costs money to take everything out. So we said for the payment, you take the engine. It was a beautiful diesel engine and he took it as a payment. Because all we needed was the electric current flow to transmit the plasma. Only thing I needed was a battery. And for the first time, our dearest friends in Philippines have shown you the way. Our friends in London has shown you a different way of doing the same thing. You are reaching the maturity of understanding the process. But I do not go till you are ready. And I see a number of people on different forums of the foundation are ready for that switch. That's why I bring the topic up. So a lot of you have to let your engine run with this system. You have to let the whole line to be nano coated. If some of you have tested the wires, for example, from the bead to something, strip the wires and you see the wires are all black. They're all nano coated, that the wire inside it becomes a transmission of plasma because the matter state of copper is so weak that is overtaken by the flow of the plasma inside, exactly like the coils I showed last week. The flow of the field is inside the coil, not on the structure of the coil. This is the important point. This is what you have to realize, that this is where the change is. This is where the teaching brings now the plasma into change of position, enforcing the condition of the environment. The environment now is your car. When you run these systems, you actually, when you go in your car, you enter a spaceship. It's you who have not managed to switch on to take it off. Some of you achieved near enough, but you don't see how to do the next phase. I don't know if Vince has access because I don't see anything. Well,
yeah, I don't have access to that, Mr. Keshe. I'm not sure where.
Yeah, we show the video. There is on the archive of the foundation. We have, I think, some 30,000 pages of archives that we show the car with no fuel, the fuel tank in the back of the car with the transmission and no engine. Is because we didn't show we take the battery out. We didn't show we took the ignition key out. Because in a process, you can and you don't need to. So in the very near future, I know a number of you are working in the background in different ways, are transferring back. You came from matter to nano to GANs. Now you're going from the GANs to plasma. You're taking the plasma back into nano, back into the motion of the matter and position of the matter in respect to its environment, what you call flight. So understand what's coming up. Understand that each one of you who made the bead and connected to the car, you made the spiral spring and you're trying to create energy. What is about to happen? If you made the beads and you connected with a wire to something else, after a while, if you produce a high current flow, just strip the wire and see how come the wires inside the plastic are all black. You've seen it with Marco and Armin. Armin, I think, took a picture of it. So now you're converting the energy of the plasma, enforcing it, creating a nano-layer on the wire that enforces the energy through the wire to become a plasma to flow. And this is where the change has come. This is why there is no need for fuel. This is why you can take your tank off and you think, how come it works? Because if you go to the next step, you will take the engine out too. At the moment, not using fuel for you is excitement. In a few weeks' time, having a car without the engine will be more excitement.